when all hope is lost. With a Supreme Commander Victory Saber lost in an explosion on planet Fimna, what on Earth can defeat the combined might of Devastator, King Poseidon, Trypticon, and Predaking? Diatlas, Sonic Bomber, Road Fire, Power Masters combine and form Big Power! And as you can see today, from the Transformers Legends line, LGEX Big Powered, with Diatlas, Sonic Bomber, and Road Fire right here on the front of the box, and them in the combined might of Big Powered right in the middle. So you can see here really quickly, this is the top of the box. We have all of them here combining with their headmasters. We have some more of that beautiful artwork on the sides. And then on this side right here, all of their different combined modes and such. Now we'll go over that a little bit more in the review, but you can see all of the stuff that's happening with this guy. With various base modes or zone modes, tank modes, robot modes, jet modes, all kinds of awesomeness. And then all of them coming together to make Big Powered. So this is going to be one of those lengthy reviews, so please sit back, relax, get yourself some popcorn, because we're about to get this thing started. The team is assembled and ready to go. So as you can see, we have them in their alt modes. Now these are the modes that they come inside the box. So we'll go ahead and start there, and then we'll move on. We'll go to their zoned modes. We'll come back to this, and then we'll go into their robot modes. We'll come back to this again, and then we'll combine them, and we'll show all their different powered forms. Now, he just doesn't have one powered form. He has two other powered forms. Now we have the Headmasters or Titan Masters, or as I like to call it, the Micromasters. Because if you're familiar with Big Powered, the original one that came out in Japan, they all had their own unique Micromaster. So from what I can tell, the packaging hasn't named them. So I think it's just fitting to go ahead and name them after those original Micromasters. So for Diatlas, we have Speeder. For Sonic Bomber, we have Sonic. And then for Road Fire, we have Drill Buster. Now these figures may look familiar because they are heavily retooled from figures that we got originally in Titan's Return. So for Diatlas, they use the Sky Shadow mold. For Sonic Bomber, they use the Misfire mold. And for Road Fire, Twin Twist. Now, each of these figures, they do have a cockpit. So if you go, we'll go with Sonic or Drill Buster. If you open up Road Fire here, you'll see that he has his little cockpit here, and you just can then fit him down in there. And then for Sonic, with Sonic Bomber, it's just right underneath where the gun mounts. Now, if you do take the gun off or you turn it to the side, that'll open a little bit further. Oh, he sits in a seated position. I forgot about that. And then the one that gives me the hardest time is Diatlas. So his is right here, and you pull this up. Now, no, you're not going to be able to see that, so we're going to turn this a little bit, and there's a little bit of an overhang on this piece right here, so we'll go ahead and bring this up, and we'll go ahead and put him in head first. Or if we do give him enough room like this, we can also, now his arms are a bit of a nuisance because he barely fits in here. There we go. Now all of them are piloting their respective vehicles. Now for a close-up of all the Micromasters, here's Drillmeister. And Sonic. And then Speeder. Now inside the box they do come with individual instructions. So here's Sonic Bomber's instructions. Now each set of the instructions has a comic in it. So Sonic Bomber and Road Fires has a 2-page comic in it. And then here are the instructions. Road Fire, along with his comic. And then his instructions. And then last is Diatlas. So we have Diatlas. Like I said, he has a 5-page comic. A 6-page comic. So the first 4 pages are on this side. So we have pages 1 through 4. And then 5 through 6. Now, his instructions are a little bit more in-depth, so it's a little bit longer. So he has 2 different vehicle modes, and then he has his powered mode along with his base mode. So his instructions are a little bit longer. Now, if you are interested in the comics, I went ahead and made a little video for that also. All right, now it is all in Japanese, so I don't know, at some point somebody probably will translate it and put it up on the internet, but I just thought that you would like to see that with all of the added features and stuff like that that they've done with Twin Twist and Top Spin. Now, if you saw in Diatlas's comic, he uses them on his forearms, and then he can also join together to form Big Powered along with Twin Twist and Top Spin to create Ultra Powered. Now, that's the only mode that I don't have because I don't have Twin Twist or Top Spin anymore. So now we're going to go ahead and take a look at their zone modes. Alright, so here are all three in their zone modes now. I took a little bit of a liberty on Diatlas. This is not his official base mode. His official base mode is a little bit closer to a little bit close to this. The arms are on a down position, and these are actually tabbed and going way back. The wings, but I like to have them up here. Makes it a little bit more G1 accurate, I would say. So we do have Sonic Bomber and Road Fire, and those are unaltered as per their instructions. Now the Micromasters can hang out over here. There's no real like play value or anything. You can have them up on the perches and stuff, and they're really hard to stand up. They don't have their little pegs to peg them into certain places on the bottom of their feet. So, like I said, it's you can stand them up. It just takes a little bit of effort. All right, so let's go ahead and get them back into their alt mode so we can show how to transform them into their robot modes. All right, so we'll start off with Diatlas. Before we do that, let's go ahead and show off his tank mode. So to go ahead and do that, basically it's just easy. You just want to remove the wings. Like this. Place the wings right back on. So that is the only difference with tank mode. Diatlas has to be my second favorite robot of this set. Now, it isn't a direct copy of Sky Shadow. You can see that he does have a connecting bit that connects the top part to the bottom part, so you don't have two separate pieces. Now he does have a brand new gun. His headmaster gimmick is basically the same. The only piece that's really part forming is this right here, where you have to move the wings. You just pop the wing off, flip it around, and put it back on. And that's about it. Now he does suffer from this gapping issue right here. Now I don't remember Sky Shadow having the same type of issue. I remember something coming along the back of here. Now I don't remember if the treads were extended all the way and there was just something that flipped so that you could remove or move this in and out. I don't know why that was removed from this. But you do have this issue with this gap right here, and you can see that from the inside of the legs. So just like that. For articulation, I'm going to start off here at the head. It is mainly in with the helmet. So the helmet has a left and right boom bit. Did that move? Also, I felt like that fin moved whenever my finger moved. So you got left and right on the head. You have a up and down also on there. You have two different joints on the shoulder. Forward, back, out to the side. Your bicep cut, your elbow, and do you have any swivel in the... No swivel in the wrist. Now you come down here to the waist. You can turn the waist. It is fully articulated. You get a little bit of an ab crunch there too because of the new, the way that it's connected and everything. Coming down here, standard. This is the standard Sky Shadow articulation. In here, you have a light ratchet. You come out to the side, nothing, swivel, knee joint, and it can go all the way up in there because of the hollowed leg. Now you come down here to the foot. You can do that. You can bend the toe, you can bend the heel, and such. Overall, figure is nice. I do enjoy the colors. Sonic Bomber, my favorite out of all of the figures. I'm just I don't know, for a jet. I'm always just a softie for a jet. They always get me. Those are always my favorites. And this one doesn't have a lot of kibble in his airplane mode. So really good job. And he's not having a lot of issues that, not misfire, but some of the other ones, they had issues with the tabs where they tabbed in. It doesn't really tab in. It more or less just slots into the back. So it stays fairly well. And then this tab tabs into the top of the wing, back over here somewhere. And stays really well. Very good job. Don't have any real issues with this one. I can't think of anything right now. The only thing that I can think of is because of the way that the wing is the front of the foot, it makes him look like if you push him all the way forward, it kind of makes it look like his knee is going backwards. It will do it just a little bit, but if you just push it forward just a little bitty bit, then it's all straight and he stands really well. Color scheme's really nice, very bright colored, very nice paint jobs. Overall, like I said, this is my favorite one. So for articulation, his head is basically the ball joints that you're using for this is the same joint that is involved in the head of this Micromaster. Now, the shoulder joints, there's two different joints. There's a joint right here, the pin joint, and another joint so you can move it forward and back. You do have a cut right here for a swivel. You have your elbow joint. It only goes about 90 degrees, and nothing at the wrist. Coming down here to the waist, left and right movement. A ball joint down here, so forward, back, out to the side. Then a cut right here so that you can move the leg left and right. And a knee joint. Knee joint, you get a lot of movement out of there because it's hollow once again. Now coming down to here, you do get some movement out of the leg. You can foot. You can also move that foot left and right just a little bit. So nice extra articulation in the foot. Very good addition. Last up is Road Fire. So we have him here. Now, out of the three, this is probably, I would say, the weakest figure. Now, he does have a very big gun. I don't know if some people may like that, some people may not. It tends to bump into a lot of things and gets in the way. So set that off to the side. So he does have some flaws in at least my figure here. So the first one is in with the clip for the waist. So you come down here and you can see it's very loose. Now, I do believe probably you could go in, heat this up, push these in together, and it would help with that. But mine does not stick very well in both robot mode and in his vehicle mode. The other issue that I have with him is in with his waist once again. Now, whenever you transform him from the vehicle mode to this robot mode here, you have to extend these legs out. And extending these legs out, sometimes I have to put extensive force on there, and it causes this to pop off. Now, that's just it's an issue. First time that you transform them, these things really do get stuck, and they get stuck in there really hard. So I had to pull that off, transform it in and out a couple times. So once you learn how it gets stuck in there, what it gets hung up on, you can learn to navigate out of that and not have as many issues. But still, with transforming him as much as I have to be familiar with his transformation, he still does it still does pop off on me whenever I transform him. So I think I've probably only had one successful transformation where his waist hasn't popped off on me. Other than that, just looking at his color schemes and everything, really bright colors. Love red, love blue. Everything looks really good and crisp. It's just those two issues. So for his articulation, you come here to the head. It's on a ball joint. That ball joint is basically the ball joint for the Titan Master, for the Micro Master, if you will. Coming down here to the arm, you have a shoulder joint type thing. There's a pin, basically as for transformation, but you can still use that. You have a big ol' honking ball joint right here at the shoulder, so you can get all kinds of movement out of that, forward and back. Then you have this cut right here below it, and you have a double elbow right here. Then moving on down, right here, you have your hips once again, along with your waist, along with your hips, and that once again is a big old ball joint. So forward, back, out to the side, you have your thigh cut so that you can turn that leg, your ball joint, your knee joint, and you have a little bit of movement here in the toes. So overall, this figure, he isn't a bad figure. He just has some issues with him. These aren't the same kind of issues that I had with my original Twin Twist or with my Top Spin. So this is something new for this mold. I don't know if this is going to be indicative for all the figures or if this is just isolated to my figure. So. Atlas, Sonic Bomber, and Road Fire back in their vehicle modes. Now, all we have to do is combine them to form Big Powered. First, we want to take Sonic Bomber. We'll flip him upside down and attach his gun on the bottom side here. And if you take a look at the bottom of his feet, you'll see that there's 2 clips in here. Now, those 2 clips coincide with these new features that are on these treads right here. So we'll take these and we'll clip that into there like that. And then once that's clipped in, then you'll notice that there's a tab on the bottom of Atlas. So you'll just take and clip this back in to the bottom of Atlas and then clip Sonic Bomber into Atlas. So do his nose cone. So once you have that done, we'll take this gun off, we'll flip this tail fin down. And once you flip that tail fin down, then you'll see that there's a connector right there. That connector, while you can't see it right now, if you flip this panel up, there's his connector. We'll take this piece off, flip this panel up, and this, you have to kind of hold this down while you're connecting it. But that'll clip on to the back of Atlas. Once you have that clipped on, take this piece, clip that there, and we'll take this gun right here and tab that into the top of Road Fire's gun. And there we have Big Powered. Big Powered, all put together. Now there are 2 other types of powered vehicles. There is the Sky Powered and the Land Powered. So the difference is basically you removing one of the figures. So if you remove Sonic Bomber, then you have Land Powered because you have the 2 land vehicles. And if you take off Road Fire, then you have the 2 air vehicles. So because this is a bomber and a tank, so you have Sky Powered. Now, if you do also have Twin Twist and Top Spin, you can take and tab them into, I believe, the side of the arms right here. Maybe you have to flip them around, but you can tab them into the arms here and then tab the wings into the arms, and you'll get what they're calling ultra powered. And I assume that that's from the comic, because in the comic it does show him with all of the pieces. So it's fairly cool. I've seen some pictures of it. If I can find a picture, then I will go ahead and insert it into the video so you can see this. But it is really cool. I'll have to find that picture again. All right. Well, this has done it. Thank you so much for watching. This has been a journey. If you did enjoy this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and do that right now. This is Tambeyoda, and I'll see you guys next time.